course, for those of you who are in Malaysia and Indonesia, if you have any issues connecting or you have questions that you want to ask, you can add the +6018 number. And for those of you who are in Singapore, please add +65. This is the customer service number that you can contact during this period of time. And of course, in future, if you have any questions regarding timing and you. And of course, at any point in time, if you do drop out of the Zoom webinar and you are unable to call back in, please do go to our Facebook main page, just search for Timing and you will find this being streamed live as well on the main page. And of course, if you miss any of the content during today's session, not to worry, because you can check back once this event is over, as it will be uploaded onto the main page and you can refer back, right? Now, of course, for those of you who are in Zoom, please do use the Q&A box to ask the stock that you want Derick to analyze during today's session. And of course, for those of you who want to respond to something that Derick is sharing, please do use the chat box instead. Remember, ask the stock you want analyzed in the Q&A box. And of course, please ask the questions you want to ask in the chat box as well. Now, and when you ask a question or a stock that you want analyzed today, it's very important for you to use this particular simple format. Please give us the name of the stock and the ticker symbol, and also the stock exchange, because some stocks are listed on multiple exchanges. So please indicate the exchange that you want us to check. Also, we will prioritize stocks that you are already invested in. So if you have a stock, please do indicate the entry date and price that you bought the stock. Now, of course, if you can't exactly remember the exact dates, just give us the month, a rough estimate, and the price of entry, so that we can then, of course, highlight it during today's session as well, to allow Derick to give a better analysis of the position that you existingly have. All right, so please prioritize on stocks that you are already invested in. And for the sake of fairness to all the participants, please do ask only one stock, so that we can give others a chance to get their stocks looked at. Okay, so this is extremely, extremely important. Unfortunately, we do not cover unit trusts. We only cover stocks during this session. So please do only focus on stock questions during today's session. Now, before we start, I highly encourage you to put your stock analysis request into Q&A right now while we are waiting for people to come onto this call. And the earlier the questions come in, the earlier we would look at it. And bear in mind, we will prioritize on a stock which has an entry date and price before we look at any other stock, right? Now, of course, for those of you who are on Facebook, please do, of course, put the stock request for analysis into Facebook as well, so that we can look at it during this session as well. For those of you who just joined us today, thank you very much for being with us here. We would like to allow probably about 4 more minutes before we begin today's session, so that we can, of course, include everyone here, give them time to join into today's webinar as well. Okay. Now, for those of you who are here, I would like to, again, highlight some of the ground rules for today's session as well. Now, of course, for those of you who are just joining us during today's session, allow me to share my screen once again. Yes, during this session, of course, there is no need for any video or photo recording or print screens of today's session, because these sessions will be on our Facebook page, so you can actually refer it at a later time after the event is over. Okay, for those of you who are in Malaysia and Indonesia, please add the +6018 number. That is our official customer hotline with our representative and colleague in Malaysia who can answer any questions that you may have regarding timing and you, or if you want to inquire more or arrange for a one-to-one meeting together with one of our representatives, that is the number for you to text. And of course, for those of you who are in Singapore, please add the +65 number. For those of you who are on Zoom, at any point in time, you fall out of the Zoom webinar and are unable to join back into this particular session, please add us on Facebook. You can immediately just continue watching, as this will also be concurrently streamed live on Facebook. And of course, if you want to ask any stock during today's session, you can do so via Facebook message as well. In the chat, you can put in as indicated, and for those of you who are on Zoom, please do use the Q&A box to ask the stocks that you want analyzed. Of course, do not use the chat box for stock analysis. The chat box is only for you to reply if you are asked any questions by Derick during today's session. And of course, please give us in this format, please give us the stock name, the ticker symbol, if you know it, the stock exchange that it's on, especially if that stock is listed on multiple exchanges, we really need to know. Give you an example, Alibaba is both the Hong Kong Stock Exchange and in the US Stock Exchange. So you need to actually indicate which stock exchange you want us to look at for that particular stock. And as I mentioned just now, we do prioritize stocks which has a particular entry date and entry price, right? So those of you who have already invested in a stock, we would prioritize your questions over people who are asking about potential stock they're looking to invest in. We will prioritize stocks that you are already invested in. So please give us an entry date. If you don't have the exact day, just give us the month that you bought it and the price. Of course, if you have your brokerage account open, you can actually easily refer to the purchase date that you bought it previously. Okay, so while we are waiting for the rest of the people to join in, I would like to take the opportunity for those of you who are already here to share a bit about our speaker, Derick Tan. Now, Derick, of course, is the founder and CEO of Timing and You. Now, for those of you who know about him, you would know that he has been able to forecast the market very accurately over the past few years. But for many of us who don't know him, I believe that many of you will always have this question, right? That if I only knew what was going to happen in the market beforehand, I would be able to make good decisions for my investments. I could have protected my wealth. Like if you knew the market was going to turn down during a COVID-19 pandemic, you would have probably exited your positions and protected your wealth rather than lose your wealth during that period of time, probably about 20 or 30%, depending on your price that you've entered it, right? So the ability to forecast is very, very important. And Derick is someone who has built his wealth by having the ability to consistently forecast the market beforehand. In 2008 was when he made his major first pot of gold, major break, because he forecasted the 2008 subprime crisis ahead of time, right? And you know, like the movie Big Short, where a lot of these analysts, most of the mainstream analysts was very bullish in the market, but there was these four groups of people who looked at the market and realized that the market was going to crash in 2008. And the four groups of people in that movie, who are based on real people, made massive amounts of wealth when other people were losing their capital and wealth during the same period. So in Asia, Derick himself did the exact same thing, where he forecasted that the market was going to turn down massively, and he actually took positions to short the market, making his first pot of gold, $1 million in that one particular financial incident. So when the market was losing money, Derick was actually building his wealth over there. And since he started Timing You, he has consistently shared his forecast as well. In 2015, he shared the bottom price of oil and gold. In 2016, he actually forecasted that the Dow Jones would hit 30,000. In 2016, the Dow Jones was about 18,000, which was already an all-time high. So to call for it to go to 30,000 in a very short amount of time seems crazy for most people. But right before COVID-19, the Dow Jones hit about 29,500-ish thereabouts, right? It was really, really close to 30,000. So, and that hit an all-time high. And the market does seem to look like it's going to reach back that all-time high in a very short amount of time. At the same time, during this period of time, when everybody was calling for a bear market to occur, Derick has, from the beginning of the pandemic all the way until now, maintained that it was just a correction and the market would rally. And true enough, the market has rallied, and it has gone so much that people call it a kangaroo market rather than a bull or a bear market, right? So even the analysts are getting confused that they're making up new terminologies. But Derick has been very firm with his forecast since 2016, and also his forecast when the pandemic occurred. In 2017, Derick forecasted the the bottom price of Bitcoin. In 2018, again, it was a similar incident where a lot of the analysts in the market were calling for a bear market, but Derick was certain that it was just a correction and it rallied to its all-time high in the month of February of this year. Last year, he also forecasted the rally in the price of gold. And towards the end of last year, he already, through using the economic confidence model, forecasted that there would be a major turning point in the market towards the end of January, right before the COVID-19 pandemic. Did he forecast a pandemic to occur? No. But at the same time, the way cycles work, there was a major reason for the market to turn, and the pandemic probably made it extremely worse, much more devastating than probably what it was intended. But of course, our community managed to exit their positions so in the middle and end of January, preserving a lot of their wealth from being affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, right? So, and that is some kind of a summary of the kind of power that cycle analysis that Derick does to help our community to navigate a very volatile market, right? So Derick has spoken for many of the financial institutions that you are familiar with. For those of you who are in Malaysia and of course Singapore, you will probably be familiar with names like Kenanga, Phillip Capital, CIMB Bank, and so forth. And he has spoken specifically on this topic about using cycle analysis to identify turning points in the market. And he has been interviewed in numerous media in this region as well, specifically on this. And for his work in Timing and You, last year he was awarded the World Excellent Young Leader Award in 2019 by Yazhou Zhougan, which is a Chinese news weekly from Hong Kong, right? So he's been in the industry, he's a real practitioner, and he's in the stock market every night. He's also a close personal friend of mine, and he has been in what's that called, actively looking and helping our community navigate this particular volatile market. And today's session is also a little bit about that. It's Timing and You's way to help the general public to at least understand the stock market a little bit better. So we hope that this is a fruitful and productive session for you. And I would like to pass the time to Derick to share some opening remarks before we begin today's Ask Me Any Stock session. Derick, over to you.
Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our Ask Me Any Stocks webinar this evening. This is a session whereby I will actually look at the stocks that you probably will have bought, then probably you don't know what to do with it. So I will just look at it from a technical analysis plus a cycle analysis point of view to share with you guys my opinion. All right, so since we talk about this, right, can I just show my slides?
Sure.
So whatever I share tonight is only my personal opinion and view. It's not it's only for information and education purpose only. It's not a recommendation to buy or sell any of your stock. Also, please don't ask me what stocks to buy. I'm not going to answer this kind of question. I'll probably look at the stocks that you have, and I can share with you my opinion and view. Then hopefully with that, you can make a better decision. So please take note, I'm not here to tell you to buy or sell or hold on to any stocks. That's not my purpose, all right? Okay, so tonight, I'll share you guys how I look at stocks, mainly through technical analysis, how I look at stocks from their chart, be it a chart performance or chart action. Then from there, we can more or less so-called determine where is future direction maybe. This is based on my 21 years of trading the stock market experience. And tonight what I'll be using will actually be my DT7 methodology, which I use to perform technical analysis. Then I'll couple in with cycle analysis to share you guys my opinion, all right? So then another thing is, I believe a lot of you guys attend a lot of webinars, so probably every trainers or speaker, they have their own definition of timing. So for me, just let me share with you guys my definition. Whenever I say short term, is anything less than 1 month. So it could be a few weeks, it could be a few days, or even within a day. All right, this is what I meant by short term. Intermediate term is from 1 month to less than 1 year. Long term is from 1 year to less than 10 years. ultra long term is 10 years or more. So today I'll probably share more about short to intermediate term because my intention is to do this Ask Me Any Stock webinar every month. Actually, that was what I'm thinking of. All right. Will y'all be interested if I do it every month? All right. If yes, can you just key in the chat box? You key in Y, represent yes. If you are interested for me to do it every month, can you just key in Y so that at least we know there's actually a demand for this? Then we can do it every month. Do we have? Oh yeah, good. Also, actually, there's a demand for all this. Good. Then probably we'll do it every month because I'll start traveling very soon, starting in July because of the ease of the restriction. So, but we'll try to do it every month. All right. Hopefully, I can share you guys more about how I view at probably your stocks or any stock and in different so-called stock market. What I want to show you guys tonight is once you so-called develop this scale, you are able, no matter where you go, even though just to let you guys know, I'm a Singaporean, I can still make money in a Malaysia stock market, US stock market, Hong Kong, or Indonesia stock market. Why? Because it's a living scale. It's a scale that I acquire already, I can make as long as there's a stock market, as long as stock market, in the stock market, there's a greed and fear, I'll be able to make money from there by looking at stock charts. All right, so this is the whole purpose of our tonight's session. All right, so I think with that, I think we'll start tonight's session by looking at the first stock. All right, of course, same thing. Don't ask me what stock to buy. I will never answer this kind of question. You need to give us a name, the roughly the time you bought and the price. All right, so with that, I'll pass the time back to Josh. We'll cover as many stocks as possible. All right, so to you, Josh.
Thank you, Derek. So again, before we start, ladies and gentlemen, I see a lot of people just putting some requests for stocks. But I'd like to remind you, we will only prioritize stocks that gives us the stock name, the ticker symbol, and price, right? That you entered in and the date that you entered in, at least the month, right? If you're just asking us about general market, we will be passing those questions. We want you to ask questions about specific stocks, okay? So if we do skip yours, please do understand you are free to put in again, but remember, please only put one stock to give other people a chance, okay? Now, Derek, let's start with the first stock. The first few stocks, let's look at some in the US market first.
Right. Yes.
The first stock is BYND.
BYND.
Yeah.
BYND. Oh, Beyond Meat. All right. Okay. So what about this stock?
The person entered this stock on the 9th of this month at 161.
161 last night closed at 152.79. So how I view this stock is like that. Probably we look at a longer term view of this. Probably let's go back a 10-year view. Oh, it's a new stock. Probably let's look at 2 years. Okay, yeah, it started, it started trading in around May last year. All right, so what we can see is, of course, we can see that it is in a ranging so-called manner. All right, so let me just zoom in probably to 1 year. So what I see is that, can you see it has actually formed a base? All right, it actually formed a base. And let me just switch it probably to a 6-month view. Yes. Then let me draw some lines over here. Okay, so one thing is this before we go on, in my charts, when you see this blue line over here, this is actually the simple moving average of a 50 period. For this case, because it's a daily chart, so this is a simple moving average of a 50-day moving average. All right. So this green line is actually the 20-day moving average, and this red line here is actually the 200-day moving average. And in my chart, whenever I draw any lines, for example, like this, when I use red color, it actually means it's a resistance line. All right. So then when I use blue color to draw any line, that means it's actually a support line. All right. So what I do see is this. There seems to be a resistance around this level. All right. So we can see that it touched this. It came down, touched, it came down, touched, it came down. And over here, of course, was the COVID-19. And then it recovered. It did try to push back up. So as we can see, this was a resistance. So once it's penetrated, its role will be reversed from a resistance to be a support. So it came down, and it seems to find support around this resistance support as well as the 20-day moving average. All right, so let me just draw another line over here. So I do see there's a resistance over here. All right, so sorry, Josh, what price did he or she buy again?
161.
161.
On the 9th.
Okay. Never mind. Let me zoom in probably to 3 months, then it will be clearer. On the 9th of June, here, 8, this 8. Also, this person bought at 9th of June at 161. Correct? Oh,
Yes.
okay. So you bought here. I wouldn't say that's a bad decision, because one thing is we can see that it has been uptrending. Then, but probably let me draw some lines over here. You probably have bought this so-called BND Beyond Meat when it broke this so-called resistance. All right, so this is 9th of June. Also, then it came down to find support at 20-day moving average. So what I see is like this. I don't know what's your trading plan in case you are wrong, because as a trader, whenever we enter into any stocks, we should not only thinking about the entry price, we should also be thinking about, if we are wrong, when are we going to cut loss? All right. So the thing right now is hovering around here. So my take is, if we can break above this upper rate, this rate resistance line here, or Beyond Meat may have chance. That's probably around 165. If we can break this high here, it may have a chance to go higher from here. And if you are wrong, then my take is this. Then probably you should have a cut loss level, right? Okay. This is a trend line that I've drawn upwards, but last night already broke already. So probably I remove this. Another thing is this, probably is if you have bought because Beyond Meat break above this resistance, if that was the reason why you buy, then so the next time around, if Beyond Meat were to drop and break below this red resistance as well as this green 20-day moving average price, because that was the reason why you buy. So if later on it came down and break below this, I think you should think about probably you need to cut loss. All right, if that happened, or because your so-called your entry reason has been proven wrong. Also, probably once you break this, it may have more downside to go. But if it were to come down, probably the next support will be around here, probably around 115. This low here, this low also because there was a high over here. So Same thing. This used to be a resistance broken. Now it act to be a support. Can you see? It turned down, touch this, and it bounced back up. Also, if this double support of the 20-day moving average and this rate, this so-called rate line over here does not support BYND, probably you'll come down and find support around here, which is where its 50-day and its blue horizontal support line is. All right, so one thing is this, last night, if you look at it, the price dropped, right? The volume increased. This is what we call a distribution day. That means as the price drop, if there's an increase in volume, that means there's more selling volume, all right, as compared to the previous day. All right, this is what we call a distribution day. This is something bearish. Also, do watch out how this BYND will react over here. If this level cannot be supported, or it may just come down to test this level. On the other hand, if we can break above this resistance over here, then we probably will be looking at let's take a look at 1 year. If we can break the resistance here, then probably it may have a chance to go higher from here. Also, do watch out the support level that I shared with you guys earlier just now. All right. So this is my view about BYND. All right. So important to note is it has formed a so-called base. Also, it has broken out, but in the meantime, do watch out for all this support level. It may have some future weakness going forward. All right. So with that, Josh, let's move on to the next stock.
Yeah. So we'll do maybe like three stocks in one market before we shift to another stock market. Yeah. So
yeah, we try to cover as many stock exchange as possible. Yeah.
Yeah. So the next one's from Facebook. The stock is called CEIN, Sena Corp. CEIN.
C.
Let me check again. CEIN or Sena Corp, CEINA. Can you try that?
Don't have.
No? Okay, well, we skip that first. Let's check. This one is SPXL.
SPXL.
Yeah, that one.
This is an ETF. It's not a stock. It's a 3 times so-called S&P ETF. That means there's a 3 times leverage built into it. All right. That means whenever S&P go up 1%, SPXL will actually go up 3%. All right. Do take note this on the upside. So if S&P 500 were to drop 1%, SPXL will in turn drop 3 times more. That means 3%. All right. I just want to say this. This is a leverage ETF, so it is good for trading. It is not good for investing. Investing, that means you hold, for my definition, long term. Long term, that means more than 1 year, less than 10 years. All right, so it's not for long-term investment. Probably it's good for short-term trading. All right, so of course, SPXL will follow so-called the performance of SPX, which is S&P 500, but leveraged 3 times. That's why it has a big bounce together with the low recently in the S&P 500 on the 23rd of March. All right, so what does this? I mean, what price did this person buy, or when?
About 39 end of May.
Okay, so let me just zoom in. Okay, but before I talk about this, I just want to give you guys a background. I think this is important. All right. For example, this is down zone. Down zone. Oh, we can see that down zone hit a high of 29,568 on the 12th of February, and it came down because of COVID-19. So it actually went up. Also now it's going through a correction. But the thing is, do you realize it has not broken above its 12th of February high? is still below the so-called this historical high here. So then let's look at S&P here. Same thing, S&P has not broken above this high. But if we look at NASDAQ, composite, it has broken above the February high. In fact, last night it even broke above its so-called 19th of January or so-called June high. Is above 10,000. All right, so as you can see, if you really want to participate in the US stock market, especially in this last stage, I would say this is the last stage of the US stock market. Right? Please don't expect this bull market to run until 2023, 2024, 2025, because we are in the 11th year. This bull is very, very old already. And now it is sustained by what? By the liquidity pumping by the Federal Reserve and all the central bank in the whole world. Also, we need to understand this. Also, when we look at SPXL, it tracks S&P, all right? Let me go to 6 months. This is the 200-day moving average. So, Josh, when did he enter again?
End of May.
End of May, which is here.
At 39.
Okay, sorry?
Or at 39.
39, probably around here. So it went up, then it has a gap down. It has a gap over here. All right, so let me just go to 3 months so that we can see it more clearly. Also, it reached a high here, then it gap down. Can you guys see that there's actually a gap here? Okay. There's a gap here. All right. Also, that's why I think about Thursday night, we have a big drop. All right, then the market start try to pick up. But it seems that this gap act like a very strong resistance. Can you see SPXL, which represents S&P 500? It cannot seems to be able to break above this lower so-called rate resistance line. All right, so my take is this: unless it can break above this resistance zone and later on break above the high here. All right, so with tonight, I think the US market is, I just saw the future probably in the rate. Tonight, we may not be able to break above this this resistance around probably around 443, I think. All right. But the important thing is, as long as it can clear this and go higher and break above this around 48, which my take is this, based on my cycle analysis, I'm very sure that S&P 500 will actually do that because based on my studies that I do and the data that I crunch, the forecast for S&P 500 that I do is that, in fact, I forecasted this early this year, S&P will reach about 4,000 before this bull market is finally over. All right. So, but do take note, along the way, we probably will have this kind of gap down. Also, I don't deny that later on we may have this kind of gap down again. Also, since you are using this as a 3-time leverage, I assume that you are treating it as a for trading purposes. Also, for trading purposes, I do see that there's a support around here. All right. So let me draw another line. There's another support around here. So if let's say SPXL it's not able to break above this, and instead it weakened to come down to here, and it break. Can you see this blue upwards sloping support line? And there's a 50-day moving average here, and then there's a support here. If it does break above this, if it does break and close below this, there's a 3 support over here. We may see S&P, SPXL dropping to this level around, probably around 30. Also, this is a critical level to watch, all right, because there's a triple support here, all right? But I don't think it will drop all the way back. I rather think that it probably will take some time to break above this resistance zone and challenge this high and go even higher. But the thing is, on the even though we have that kind of thinking, but do take note, if it does weaken and this support, this triple support doesn't hold, SPXL may have a chance to come down to 30. Also, I want to emphasize this again, and anyway, it's for everyone's knowledge as well. Please take note, this SPXL is a triple leverage ETF. So it's a double-edged sword. When you are right, you will make more. When you are wrong, you will lose more as well. So wherever you enter into all this leverage ETF, please take note, you not only must know your entry price, you must also know when are you going to cut loss in case you are wrong. All right, so for this gentleman is, or this lady is, it did went up, all right, and but it came down. Probably you because you are using a leverage ETF, probably my take is you may have, but it will be better if you would have once it break this support over here, then you probably will have got out, because if not, you have wasted like how many days? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Because let's say you get out here, because you enter here, probably you'll make a bit of profit, but you save your capital. Assuming you are using cash, you save 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That means you have been stuck in this SPXL for 10 trading days. You could have exited with some profit. Think about it. You could have exited with some profit and take the profit, and your remaining capital, you could have go and so-called trade the so-called the technological stock, like the Facebook, Apple, all these things. You could have made more money than, because those who are running. Because remember, I showed you guys earlier, NASDAQ break high and is going higher. So ladies and gentlemen, in this last stage of the bull market, we should buy into strength. All right, we should buy high, sell higher. Once any so-called stop loss or any support broken, you just have to be disciplined enough to exit, be it to absorb your loss or take off some of the profit. Because for me, you wasted 10 days of your precious life, and these 10 days you could have put into all the high-flying tech stock and make more money then. That's my take. Personally, for me, I'm in several of the high-tech stock, and we are making quite good money. All right, one of it is actually Amazon. I'm up by probably about 10% or 11%. All right, so this is my view about SPXL. All right, so back to you, George.
Thank you, Derek. So let's do one more US stock, then we'll move to Bursa in KL, right? So this is a CRM.
Salesforce.
Hmm.
Very good. So what price did this person buy?
Bought 18th of June, 182.98, 182.98.
Frankly, if you ask me, I think that was a poor trading decision. If you ask me, that was a poor trading decision. Why? 18th of June, is it?
Yeah.
Which is probably here. Why do I say that? Probably this person bought is because, let me draw this line. But before I draw the line, let's go back probably to 10 years. This is a very good stock, Salesforce, because it's uptrending. Ladies and gentlemen, I already said we are in the last stage of this US bull market. This is the kind of stock that we should buy. So this person got the stock right. Yes, because he or she never go and buy a downtrending stock. He got the stock right, but probably in terms of timing or risk management, he may lack of it. Why do I say that? Also, first, he chose the right stock. Let me go to 6 months. But can you see there's actually a high here on the 20th of February at 195.72. All right. So this is the historical high. Also, if you ask me, I believe this person went in to buy CRM. What price did he buy, George?
182.98. 183 lah.
Probably around here. Or he or she bought probably because it has a broke up over here. All right. But the thing is, can you see it's so close to this historical high? All right, so close to this historical high, and the upside is like 183 to 195. The high is probably around 195. Can you see? So bought at 183, probably a $12 upside. Then very likely, not, I cannot say 100%, but most likely is going to hit a resistance and it come back down and probably find support at this resistance turn support. So my take is this: you enter here to possibly make a $12 upside. I don't know where are you prepared to cut loss, assuming you cut loss, let's say you are prepared to cut loss, for example, here, because there's a support here, 163.94, which is where the 200-day moving average is. If you use this, that means if you are wrong, it come down and cut this and you cut loss. Can you see you are risking how much? This, let's say assuming 183, this is 163. Also, you are risking $20 to make $12. Can you see? Because this person bought at 183, so 183 to 195 is only $12. But if the price will come down and break below 163, then probably he'll cut loss. That means he's prepared to lose 183 minus $20. That means he is going to risk $20 to make $12. Then maybe this person will say, no, Derick, I'm not prepared to cut loss at so low. Probably I will cut loss maybe here. Okay, because there's a support line here. So that's about 175. So 183 minus 175, 183 minus 175, about $8. You risk $8 to make $12. Also not a good risk-reward ratio. It's about 1:1. So my take is this: a better position to me is, anyway, since you are in at 183, I can tell most likely probably it come to around 195. It will find some resistance and it may just pull back to this resistance turn support. And it may ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. I don't know ding dong how long. So my take is, I'm someone who treasure time more than money. To me, time is more important than money. I should make my money work as hard for me as possible. So what I will do if I were you is like that, even though it look very tempting over here, but I'll rather wait later on when CRM break above this probably 195 high. Because once it break this 195 high is historical high, there's no more overhead resistance. But now this resistance is at 195. Even though you bought 185, the most upside you can make for now is only $12. All right, so, and probably I think is this time around it's not going to break above 195. It's going to ding dong, take some time. Probably, I don't know how long. But please take note, when it is ding donging, that means consolidating. Every day is a day loss, because you could take the money and put it into other running stock. Also for me, this is a good stock. You choose the right stock, but probably the timing is a bit early for me. I'll rather wait for this 195 to be broken. Also now, you got to watch is this, if the price come down, if it break this first resistance support, it may come lower to the support here around 175. But this is a good stock. But if I were you, I'll rather wait for 195 to be broken, then enter, because that is the sky is the limit. There's no more overhead resistance anymore. Also, about for this stock is my take is you choose the right stock. Unfortunately, probably your risk-reward ratio is not in your favor because you are like 1:1. Or whatever we do trading, when we reach $1, we must at least make sure we can make $2 or $3 potentially. Then it makes sense for us to enter into their trade. If it's 1:1, ladies and gentlemen, we might as well go Genting open, right? Singapore casino, I don't know, but Malaysia Genting open, you might as well go Genting. A big small also 50-50, right? All right, but as a trader, we should always make sure whenever we trade, even though there's a good trade setup, this is what we call a good trade setup, but we must have so-called have a good risk-reward ratio, which is risk $1, at least make $2 or $3 back. 1:1 is still not good enough. All right, so for this is my take is probably will come back down past this resistance support, but later on probably when it break 195, it may go higher from here. I can tell you all frankly, this is a stock that is in my watch list that I'm watching, but I never pull my trigger because I'm waiting for 195. All right. Also back to you, George.
Thank you, Derek. So let's go to KLSE now.
Okay.
KLSE, the stock we're looking at is Hibiscus, HIBISCS.
I think it deals with oil. O and
SCS, yeah.
It's a O&G company. So I believe it will have rebounded recently together with the oil price, if I'm not wrong. So let me turn into a candlestick. So, all right. So what price did this person buy?
This person bought it a long time ago in February of 2018 at 0.925.
2018, which is here. February.
Yeah. 15th of February 2018.
At what price?
0.925.
Probably here. Around here. 2018 February. So now this person has been holding to it for 2 years plus. All right, agree?
Yep.
So the thing is this, how I look at this stock is this. Same thing, support, I will use blue color. This is another case of my take is this. You probably wasted a lot of time in this stock. All right, unless you tell me an investor lah, because investors tend to have a longer term thinking. But to me, is from the chart itself, you can see that it actually formed a top. There's actually a support here. All right, but can you see once it, I don't know what happened, but once it broke this support, it has a gap down. So as of now, Hibiscus is back because this used to be a support. So remember I say whenever the support is penetrated, it will reverse its role as a resistance. So can you see now? Okay. Now this blue support line reverse its role as a resistance. So can you see Hibiscus touch, came down, touch, came down, because this is the resistance right now. But the thing I want to say is this. This person bought at 2018 at 930, 925, right?
925.
Yeah. You see it go all the way up to almost 140. Then you see it come down, then go up, come down, go up, come down. This is 2020. To me is sorry, I probably maybe a bit blunt, but you wasted 2 years of your life. 2 years is a long time. All right, so you wasted, and after that it get down. So finally it is back to this support and resistance. All right, let me just draw another line. Today it closed at 64 cents. To me, 64, you entered at 92. Probably you collect dividend along the way. Maybe you make about, assuming you make about 40 cents. No, assuming you make 40 cents. Because you enter at 92. Today close at 64. You lose about 30 cents. All right, but I think for me, you lose more than 30 cents. Why? Because you lose 2 years of your life waiting, hoping on this stock. Unfortunately, probably because oil price dropped. Also, you lose something more important than 30 cents. You lose something very important called TIME, time. Also, now we do see that there's a support here. All right, there's a support here. Also, my take is this support cannot support the price action anymore. All right, if it were to break below this support, we may see hibiscus probably drop lower to around here, probably 54 cents. If this uptrending support line is penetrated, we may see hibiscus drop to about 54. All right, so, but if later on, if we have a chance to go back and break above this high, which is around 70, all right, it may go higher. Because this is a ONG, oil and gas company, so probably as the oil price recover, I do think that oil price has bottomed out already, so it's recovering because we are now into a commodity bull run all the way until 2024. All right, so if you ask me, if going forward, if hibiscus were to break this support line, it may come down to the next support around 54. But if you can break above this resistance and support at around 70, we may see hibiscus go higher. All right, which I think probably later on we will see hibiscus break above this resistance and go higher as the oil price recover. But like what I say, you wasted 2 years plus of your life. Probably once you enter at 925, along the way here, you could have sold and not participate in this stock. Unless you tell me you are a long-term investor, then nothing to say. All right. But if you are a long-term investor, probably is once it breaks 70 cents, it may come back up to where you invested 90 at around 925, and it may go higher from here. All right. But probably for those people who like me, probably are not into this stock. Probably I will want to wait for it to break above this 70 cents. Then I will want to enter to buy. All right. Because I don't know how long it will take for the price to hover along the range here and finally break this 70 cents. If you guys follow what I'm trying to tell you guys is, you can see that I'm someone who don't like to waste time, especially in the trading. I want to make my money work as hard for me as possible because I view time as a very important commodity. So I will not enter right now. I rather wait for it to finally, ladies and gentlemen, always remember this. why do we want to put money inside a stock? Like for me, I will only put money into a stock provided it proves to me that it deserves my money. Because I want to make as money as soon as possible. I don't want to wait already. But if you were to enter now, probably it may ding dong, consolidate for probably a few days, weeks, or even months. Then you're stuck inside. You're losing a lot of your time. Also, I rather wait for this 70 cent to be broken, hopefully with increased trading volume. All right. One thing good is that from the price and volume action, we can see that the price range is getting smaller and smaller, and the volume is so-called decreasing. That means it's a fair battle between the bull and bear right now. There's not a lot of selling. That means it could be the smart money. They know something. They are slowly accumulating. All right. So later on, once a 70 cent were to penetrate, I believe hibiscus probably will go higher. The next resistance probably is here. Let me turn to red. All right, probably the next resistance is here at around about 79 cents, around here. All right, so for this person, probably you watch out for this support. Once it's penetrated, the next support is around 54. But if hibiscus can break above this 70 cent, or it may have a chance to go higher. But I seriously think that you should relook into your trading or investment strategy because you have lost a lot of time in hibiscus waiting. All right, I believe you could have entered like this could be a good example because it used to run up a lot. Then later it came down, then it ran up again. This could be typically what is happening in all the glove stock right now in Malaysia Stock Exchange. Such a good run up. It's just that this time round, the glove stock fundamentally is supported by the demand for glove because of COVID-19. At least fundamentally. Also, that's why until now, yes, it has pulled back, it has not collapsed. But probably for this person, he probably would have entered, he didn't enter here, probably here. He only entered here because as it started to turn down, probably he or she find it cheap, so go and enter to buy. Then it continued to turn down because at that point, probably oil and gas does not have a so positive outlook like the gloves sector right now. So then he has been inside ding dong, but probably along the way up he could have sold, but probably he didn't. So then he hold on until now, then so like that. Also, probably for this person, I suggest strongly you should look at refining your trading or even investing strategy. All right, because you have lost a 2 year plus of your time, which is very precious. You could have take the money, example, if you go and play all the good strong stocks in so-called US stock market, probably you'll make more money there. And over here, you lose 2 years plus of your life and you still lost 30 cents. Doesn't seems like a fair deal to me. All right, so this is my take for this stock. All right, back to you, George.
Thank you. So the next stock in KLSE as well is Magni, MAGNI.
MAGNI. This one? Magni Tech.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the chart of Magni Tech. So let's take a look over a longer term. Oh, I don't know what happened here. Something must have happened, regardless of what. So may I know what price did this person enter? Or when?
Earlier this month, 3rd of June, 216.
3rd of June. Here, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, here.
2.16.
Yeah, I think around here. So you probably bought here. Okay, so my take is this. Probably let me draw some lines. So let me draw another line. Okay, so it's good. The thing is, next time, I mean, this is a good education. So the thing is, next time, if you all were to see any stock that go through a ranging motion, or it's something like, I give you a analogy. It's something like, just now I saw Tony Fernandez start to take Air Asia. I think he went to East Malaysia. So you all know, you all take a flight, you take the plane, right? You need to go through the runway before you can go higher. You need to pick up the speed, all this thing, right? So you need to run through the runway, go higher. So ladies and gentlemen, so next time you see when the stock price like that, it's something like this is the runway. So it's slowly picking up the speed and then finally it can fly. Also, if you ask me, I think a better place to buy this stock will be here when it break above this high. This person bought exactly on the, that means it's something like this. The plane was on the runway, then it start to fly already. Fly already. Then, when you fly already, the pilot will so-called turn the plane down so that it can fly horizontally, right? Yeah, lor. This person entered when the plane start to turn horizontal. Or he should buy when the plane start to take off from the runway. Instead, he start to buy only when it start to run and when it start to turn horizontal and continue its flight. But it's okay. So what I do see now is having a resistance here. Let me turn it to red color. Also now can you see it's back to this resistance? Can you see? So this high will act like resistance. So can you see? Let me just zoom in. This candle just touched this resistance and it pulled back. All right. So my take is this. So can you see? The price came to this resistance, it came back down, and it seems to find support at this resistance turn support and start to turn back up. So the good thing is, can you see there's a green candle with good volume. Also, but it couldn't break this resistance, so it came down. Also, for this person who bought here, so now the thing is you need to watch if magnetech can break above 2.24. That means it go back up and break above 2.24, and with increasing volume, then probably we will see magnetech go higher. Probably the next resistance is around here. Yes, the next resistance is around here. All right, but provided this is the next immediate resistance, but provided magnetech can break above this resistance high here, which is about 2.24. All right, but if let me draw a support line here. Let me turn to blue color. Also, ladies and gentlemen, so going forward, if Magnitech can break above 2.24, we may see Magnitech go higher. But if you do break below this support, it may just come down to test this 190, 199, about 199 resistance support. If this support does not break, it may come down and test this 1.8 support over here. All right, so do watch out for this. If it can break 224, it may have a chance to go higher from here. But for this person, is probably a better entry probably will be when the plane start to leave the runway, which is here. You probably entered at too high a price over here, and because of that, it pull back, and you have been stuck how many days? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, about probably 3 weeks already. You probably stuck 3 weeks. Also, but hopefully, if it break 224, it may go higher from here. But it will be better if you ask me if you could have entered here when it just start to fly. That would be a better entry for this stock. All right. So anyway, this is how I view stocks, and I'm going to teach all this in my DD7 class during the technical analysis class, which I'm going to hold in August, 2 months later. All right. So okay. So with that, back to you, George.
Let's look at the next one, Supermax.
Yes, I've been looking at the 4 glove stock every day. Even though I'm a Singaporean, my heart is with Malaysia and with a lot of retail investors out there. Because I always say this, in Chinese is this, if you understand Chinese, 出来混，总有一天是要还的。All right? That's why there's a saying, the stock market, Chinese word also, 4个字，见好就收。Ladies and gentlemen, this is Supermax. Look at the way it run. From $2 run to almost $9. Let me show you. Now probably I'm going to disclose a secret. This is really how stock market operate, ladies and gentlemen. I've seen it with my own eyes. I met with the people who have done it. So the thing is this, ladies and gentlemen, can y'all see? Sorry, this one should be red color. Then let me draw another line here. Can you see this Supermax has been ranging between 220 and 120, has been ranging within this $1 range since how long? 2018 until 2020, almost like probably 2 years. This is what we call accumulation or base building by the smart money. Ladies and gentlemen, they have been collecting so many shares until when the so-called when the COVID-19 come and the team is right, or when probably when the analysts start to introduce all this glove stock as the price is being pushed upward. Ladies and gentlemen, all those who have entered here, probably as you all enter to buy, they are the ones slowly throwing their share which they bought over here to you guys. No, it's all right if you still enter here. But you enter here, probably you are the last few to hold on to the crying baby. Ladies and gentlemen, are you trying to tell me it's from $2 within how long? Probably a few weeks, it go up to $9. Are you trying to tell me that within 3 weeks, the fundamental of this stock improved by 4 times? Well, you think about it yourself, all right? But it comes at the right time because of COVID-19. My take is this. I know a lot of Malaysia retail investors, probably because Genting was closed, right? So they start to treat stock market like casino. All right, so they went in because then Toto, what do you call it? Magnum, right? Malaysia is Magnum, right? Sports, Toto, all this close, right? Cannot bet, right? So go into a stock market and bet, lor. Also, let me draw a support line. This is a support line. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, next time, please, when a price run like that, this is what we call parabolic. Parabolic moves cannot be sustained. This is a very good example. And along the way, can you see there were gaps? That means from this day, it gapped up to here. All right. So the thing is, this person, sorry, George, what price or when did he enter?
This one was entered in the 22nd of June, just 2 days ago at 762.
Then for this person, be it lady or gentleman, this is a very poor trade. I could have used more hurting words, but I just say this is a very poor trade. All right. After a run like that, it's something like, then it start to turn down, right? It's something like you are driving a car at 200 kilometers, you hit a wall. Yeah, you have the, what do you call the airbag to protect you, right? But most likely you'll be concussed already. Yeah, this stock is concussed already. And probably that person has to be sent in ICU, right? Maybe in coma for 2 months. Yeah, this stock is in coma. Also, ladies and gentlemen, this is a very poor stock to enter right now. Oh, I have to be blunt, sorry. My take is this. I don't care all the analysts, reminder, whatever, they come out with analysts will say what, even top glove can go up to 25, all these things. But now it has run up so much. The price does not justify, the price cannot justify for the fundamental. So the price need to hover to wait for the fundamental to pick up. So you enter now, sorry, this is a very poor decision. All right. So now is, if you want to see more upside from Supermax, ladies and gentlemen, Supermax need to break above this high. Here. If not, my take is this. There's a support here. There's a support. Why do I say there's a support? Because it came down, it touched, it went up, it came down, touch and go up. Can you see? This is a support. It did, Supermax did break this support by go back up. All right, so now it's turning down. So this person entered when? I'm sorry.
2 days ago. 2 days ago.
Here. 22nd.
Yes, 762.
Yeah, probably you try to trade on this bounce, right? Unfortunately, it turned back down. My take is this. If you were to break this support, 6 point, how much? Around here, 690. Around 690. Once it break this support, can you see? If I'm just saying, if it were to break this support 690, and when it break and close below it, and with high increasing volume, we will probably have seen a I'm just saying, if Supermax were to come down and break this support here, which is around 690, break and close below it, or we may see Supermax drop further. Because once it break this support, you will form a lower high as well as a lower low. Even though it may not break support, it may just hover within this range here. Like what I say, is in the ICU, in a coma already. Don't know how long it will take before it can go back up and break above this 920. It's only when it can break 920, then it will go higher. So most likely scenario I see is probably it will be ranging here. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, dong, because it has run up too much. It need time for it to digest this gain. I really pity those who bought here. That's why in my Facebook, if you all notice in my Facebook, I did mention about all this the four glove stock. I always tell my Timing and You members, especially my DD7 student, I always say this: parabolic move cannot be sustained. This support around 690 better hold. If not, we may see Supermax come down further. The next support probably will be at the tail here. Probably. All right. And I do see that if you look closely, probably we may have this left shoulder, head, right shoulder. So this is a very critical support at 690. Once this is what we call also a neckline. Once Supermax break below this neckline, I believe Supermax will have a tendency to come to this so-called 540, this support over here. All right, but I do see that this high is going to be here for quite some time because this stock is in a coma right now already. And to buy 2 days ago, if you are trying to base on this bounce, then my take is once you break this 690 support, probably you should get out already. If this red downtrending recent line cannot be broken, and you break this support, I suggest you probably should think of maybe exit or cut loss already. But whoever is thinking of going in and buy this stock probably have to wait a while longer. And for this stock to really fly again, probably you need to break this 9.28 high here. But this stock is Chinese, what we call 元气大伤, in coma already. It will take some time to recover. All right, there are probably better stock out there than glove stock to play right now at this point of the time. All right, so this is my view about Supermax.
Okay, thanks, Derek. So one last KL SC1 before we move on to another exchange. This is Pentamaster.
PEN.
TA master. One word.
Here. Let's turn it to candlestick. So this is Penta Master Corporation. Okay. Wait, so what price did this person buy?
15th of June this month at 480.
15th of June, probably here. Oh, okay, 15th of June, 480.
Yeah.
Right. This stock, I can only say, is something like just now the US stock that we look at, CRM, Salesforce, because the high is here. Can you see the high is here? Is it historical high? Let's take a look. Yes, so it's historical high there. Can you see historical high? That means once Penta Master clear this high here, which is 557. Once it can clear this high, that means sky is the limit. No more overhead resistance already. So this person bought Penta Master. I do see that there's a resistance here. Let me draw another line here. This is support line. Also, this person bought at 15th of June. All right. Yeah, around here. But the thing is, I mean, it did went up. It did try to break this resistance, but today, can you see? It did try to break this resistance with increased volume, but today was weak. It came back down to this resistance turn support. Or it's exactly the same so-called scenario like Salesforce. Again, let's talk about the risk-reward ratio. He entered here. But to me, is if you enter here, probably can you see your upside is not a lot. But he entered here, so the next resistance is here. So for this case, it didn't break that resistance, so it may just hover a bit here. All right, so my take is this, I don't know about this person, but let me draw some lines. So there's actually a uptrending support, uptrending support line here. All right, so you bought here, you ride up. I don't know what's your trading strategy, but the thing is, it hit this resistance, so it halt its progress. Also, my take is unless it can have enough bullish momentum to come back up to here, which is about 557. Or once it come to here, probably it will hover a bit, then probably touch this resistance, turn support. Then if it can later on break above 557, then you will have a chance to go higher. So if I were you, probably is I may not enter here. I may not enter here. I rather enter when it break 5.57 because sky is the limit. My reward is unlimited, but my risk is only so much. But for your cases is do watch out. If the price were to come down and break below this blue uptrending line, we may see Panther Master come lower to test this support at 460 around here. Also, if you ask me, I rather wait for this 557 to be broken. Then it will give me a far better risk reward ratio. That's my take for this stock one. All right. Okay, back to you, George.
Thank you. So let's move stock exchanges now. Let's go to Hong Kong, shall we?
Yeah.
Hong Kong, let's start with Bank of China.
Any numbers? Symbol
03988.
03988.
Yes.
Okay. So we have covered US, we have covered Malaysia. So now we go to Hong Kong, Bank of China. Can you guys see with this chart reading scale that I have, I'll be able to make money in any of the world stock market. Why? Because human emotion, no matter you are in Malaysian, you are American, you are Honky, you are Singaporean, or how we react to greed and fear everywhere is the same one. Unless our DNA changes. So if everywhere is the same, that means with this living scale, I can go and make money in anywhere of the stock market, in any part of the world, provided there is a stock market there. All right. So this is Bank of China.
Bought on the 15th of June at 290.
So I just want to say this. Let's don't go back so far. So I can draw a resistance line. Can you see? I've drawn a resistance line all the way from the high in, when was this? The high was here in 2018. Okay, so can you all see? You compare Bank of China compared with CRM, which is an uptrending stock, or even some of the stocks like Apple, Facebook. Ladies and gentlemen, probably if you ask me between this and those uptrending stocks, I will actually prefer uptrending, all those uptrending stocks. All right. But if let's say you die want this Bank of China, you say you have insider news, whatever, all these things, it's okay. So I do see that there is a resistance here. So, sorry, Josh, when and what price did you buy?
15, bought on the 15th at 290.
June.
Yes.
Here, he bought here. Also at 290.
Yes.
Yeah. So my take is this. Can you guys see this stock has been consolidating here? Remember my airport runway story. The plane is on the runway. Ding dong, runway. So if you ask me the optimal time to buy this stock, because first we have a long-term, this is a, since 2018, this downtrending resistance line, and we have this so-called horizontal resistance line. So this stock may hover probably another, I don't know, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months before it can break this probably 3.2, maybe 3.2 resistance. But you entered here 15th of June. If let's say it hover or consolidate for another 1 or 2 months, that means your money is stuck inside for 1 to 2 months, which you could have take this money, probably go and play other probably uptrending stock or just broke out stock that can make you work harder, make your money work harder for you. You understand what I'm trying to say? Also, if you ask me, probably this is a fundamentally good stock. I don't know. But technically, in terms of price and in terms of timing, sorry, you got it wrong. Because you entered at the point of time whereby it may continue to hover. For how long, I don't know. And I don't care. But the thing is, if let's say it hover for another 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, then your money is stuck inside for 1 or 2 months or 3 months, doing nothing much for you because it's hovering within this range. For me, a better time to enter into this stock is probably later on. Once it finish hovering already, once it finish hovering and it start to go above this, let me just extend this line. When it finish hovering, break above this downtrending resistance line and break above this horizontal resistance line, then that will be a point of what I call least resistance. Then the price will go higher from here. When you enter here, which is 15th of June, probably this stock is like on the runway, still on the runway, also slowly moving around. Then the pilot position, then finally it starts to go so-called speed on the runway, probably is doing that. But later on, a best time is when it start to goes up and start to go into the sky and break above the resistance. That will be a best optimal time to buy, not now. You probably will be stuck inside for some time because it's displaying this kind of character. Ladies and gentlemen, stocks also got character, just like you and me. We have our own character. This stock, Bank of China, is telling me, maybe I want to take a rest first because I don't know where I want to go. So it will take a rest, maybe drink a coffee. Then finally, once it decide, probably I want to go up, break this resistance and go up, or break this support and come down. But from a low, it probably is going to break the resistance and go up. But you probably will have to wait. I don't think it will be days, probably a few weeks or months. I hope not years. But think about it, your money will be stuck inside doing nothing for you, hovering within this range. Then maybe you say, well, I collect dividend. Or if that's the case, why not you buy an uptrending stock? You also can collect dividend. So to me, buy a stock to collect dividend is not a very good reason to buy a stock, unless you say you buy REITs, which is income producing. But now if you buy a REIT, yes, it produces income for you, but probably you cannot enjoy capital appreciation, not that much of capital appreciation. So the best time, I always talk about timing because timing is about timing and turning point. So the best time to buy REITs, if you ask me, is probably not now. The best time to buy REITs is probably towards the end of a bear market or the start of a bull market. Also for this stock, probably is going to hover some time before it can break this resistance and go higher. Also your money may be stuck inside here for some time, the way I look at it. All right. Also back to you, George.
Thank you, Derek. So let's look at another one in Hong Kong, Razer. 1337.hk.
Razer is a Singapore company, but instead it chose to list in Hong Kong. Very sad.
Razer.
Oh,
Razer.
I'm not a gamer, so I don't know. So anyway, Razer, yes, the
Hong Kong
boss
one.
is a Singaporean, but unfortunately it chose to list in Hong Kong Stock Exchange. So let's look at Razer. Wow. Since 2017 is listed, the high was, wow, about 5. Let's take a look. The high is here, about 560. It goes all the way down. Okay. So one thing good I look at this stock is this. It probably have broken up this above this resistance line. That's a good thing. Oh, you all can see, right? It has broken up already. Okay, so George, what price did he buy and when?
Bought it in April 2019 at 165.
April 165.
Yes.
It's probably here. April 2019. So about 1 year, 2 months. So you 165, you see go up to here, 230, then you see go all the way back down. Probably this person, you went through a not a easy emotional journey. 165, what? How much?
165.
165. Also now is climbing up back. Today close at 140. Fine, around here. So this is what I see of Razer. It has probably approached a resistance line already. Can you see? Can you see? It has probably approached this resistance line. Okay, so unfortunately you bought at 165, which is here. Yeah, all right. Then it came back down and it's all the way down, all this. Same thing for this person, you wasted almost 1 year, 2 months of your life. Or my take is this, probably you should learn how to exit once you have a profit. Ladies and gentlemen, in the stock market is this, once you have a profit, there's 2 things you should never do. Once you have a profit, first thing, you should never let your profit from a profit turn to 0. That's the first thing. That means you lose all your profit. The second thing you should not do is let your profit turn into a loss. So the number 1 point is your profit turn to 0 is bad enough. If you let your profit turn to 0, I think is worse than let your profit turn to, that means let your profit turn to loss is worse than let your profit turn to 0. I'll never ever do that. So next time, I suggest you all can learn how to take profit once you have profit don't end up losing money and losing 1 year, 2 months of your life. Also, my take is this, you need, for this person, you probably need to see where Razer is going to hit, what it is going to do next. Let me draw some support line. Let me turn to blue color. Also, this is a blue support, blue uptrending support line. Also, do watch out if Razer can break above this high, about 150. All right, you can break above this high, we may see Razer going up to challenge the next resistance, which is above here. I mean, which is around here, probably 164. If it can break this 150 resistance, which is very clear, cut, the resistance is here, which is about around 150, around here, yes. Provided that Razer can break above 150, then Razer may have a chance to go up and challenge the next resistance, which is around 164. But if Razer were to come down and break below this support, this blue sloping uptrending support line, the next support for Razer probably is around here. Yes, around here. Let me turn it to blue color. Probably at 138, around here. Very interesting. Can you all see? If the Razer price were to come down, break this uptrending blue support line, at the same time, if it break this horizontal blue support line, is breaking a double support, or we may see Razer coming down lower to test this support here. Also, for this person, do watch out to see whether it can break 150. If it does, it can go higher. But if it doesn't, it come down and break this double support, we may see Razer drop lower to about 120. But one thing is this, unfortunately, I have to say this, you wasted 1 year, 2 months of your life. This probably, you could have probably exited on the way up. All right, because you entered at 165, about on the way up, you could exited, then you don't need to go through this 1 year and 2 months of agony. All right, like what I say, time is more important than money. Why? Because once we lose money, we always can make it back. But once we lose time, there's no way we can turn back the clock. For example, we cannot go back when we are 18 years old or even 10 years old. That is impossible already. All right, unless you have a time machine, but not likely. All right, so always remember, we should make our money work as hard as possible for us. The best is even when we are sleeping, we are also making money passively. That is the best. If not, when you want to trade or invest in the stock market, you want to enter when the stock has the least line of resistance, and you want to enter at the best optimal time. All right, so that is my take for this stock. All right, so back to you, George.
Thank you, Derick. So let's do 2 last stocks because the time is running. One more Hong Kong and then one more Singapore. I've picked them because more than one person have asked the same particular stock, right? So for Hong Kong, the stock is the Hong Kong Stock Exchange itself, 388.
Hong Kong Exchange and Clearing. Okay. Oh, what price did this person buy?
Okay, so one person bought it at the 7th of April this year at 242.
242. Today close 317. Make money. Good. The other one?
The other one bought about 2 weeks ago at 270.
Sorry, the first one, when did he buy? When?
April,
Oh, this year.
yes.
7th of April. Very good. He choose a good day to buy. Okay. So then the other one bought when?
2 weeks ago, early this month, 2nd of June, 270.
Oh, okay. So what I see for Hong Kong Stock Exchange is this, now it's hitting can you all see? There's a resistance here. Let me turn it into a red line, then we can see. Can you see this is the high here? So this stock actually went up. Hit this side, it came down. So the same thing now is it did penetrated the high here. All right, and it penetrated this red horizontal resistance line here. It went up. All right, so this is today, ma. This is today. Yesterday was, to me, it looks like, anyone know, because it has a proud uptrend. Then this candlestick chart pattern appear. Anyone can tell me what is this chart pattern called after a proud uptrend? Can y'all key into a chat box? What y'all know what this candlestick pattern is called? Anyone? Let's take a look what y'all write. Shooting star, hammer. Anyone else? Hammer. Okay. Hanging man. Shoulder. Okay. But anyway, what I see is this. It has a proud uptrend. This is what we call a hanging man. Why do we call hanging man? Because this is something like a head, ma. This is the body. So you take a rope, it's a man hanging a rope hanging. He put his head inside the loop. Imagine there's a rope here. So this is what we call a hanging man. It's not a shooting star. Shooting star is the real body at the bottom. But for this case, the real body, which is this, is at the top. So this is actually called a hanging man. It's not a hammer. Hammer need to be the prow. It need to be a downtrend, but this is an uptrend. So this is called a hanging man. All right. So my take is this Hong Kong Stock Exchange is finding resistance here because of this very long-term resistance. Can you all see? Also, first, there are two persons here. The first person entered at 4th of July, 4th July, 7th of April, which is here. You have a good profit, no? You entered 7th of April, you actually have a good profit. My take is probably you should have taken your profit around here. Why? Because there's a quite a long-term resistance here. You probably entered at, hey Josh, the first person entered 2 something, is it?
Yes, 240 something.
Yeah. So the
242.
resistance is at 300. Oh, sorry. Also, you entered 240 something. The resistance is about 300. You make $60 profit of 240. You make about 20+% profit. Probably you should think of taking some profit already around, when it was around here. But it did break out. Also, it came down. My take is this. Watch out for this support now. All right. Also, if later on the price action were to break below this so-called uptrending support line, we may see, anyway, there's a support also. There's a support here also. Why do I say there's a support? Okay, can you see this candle touch, came down, touch, came down. Can you see touch, came? So this used to be a resistance. So once it's penetrated, so that's why it came down. This will be a, I mean, this line will reverse to be a support. Also, watch out. So if the candlestick going forward, if you to break below this uptrending blue support line, as well as this blue horizontal support line, once it break, that means it's breaking a double support. So once it break that double support, we may see Hong Kong Stock Exchange coming down to this support at around 284 around here. But for the first person, probably when it was around here, I think it's good to take some profit already. Then for the second person, he entered when? Sorry, George, what price?
270.
When did he enter?
2 weeks ago, 2nd of June, sorry.
Yeah.
2nd of June.
Even though you enter here, you are a bit later than the first person, but around the resistance here, probably you should have taken some profit, or at least take 50% of profit off the table first. If you don't take out everything, that means you are expecting this resistance to be broken. This is quite a long-term resistance, since 2015. Also, it's a 5-year resistance. It's not going to be broken so easily. Probably you need to take a few times to be broken. So that's why the first time it was tested is here in 2018. Also this time around, also watch out. If this support, if the price were to come down, then probably some of you guys will say, but Derick, you see, even though it's a hanging man, it came down, right? But today it closed up. That means it's a bullish candle. But ladies and gentlemen, look at the volume. The volume compared to the previous 2 days, the volume was very high. So I can tell you a lot of people is expecting this resistance because to hold probably. That's why there's a lot of activities. Also today, even though it bounced up, but look at the protective volume. Also do watch out if this blue uptrending support line is broken, that means it come down and break this double support, we may see so-called Hong Kong Stock Exchange weakening further, because this red resistance line is a long-term resistance. It will take some time for it to be broken. All right, so that's my take for Hong Kong Stock Exchange. Back to you, George.
Thank you, Derek. So let's do the last one because I think about 4 or 5 people asked this. It's on the SGX. It's called AEM.
AEM. I think it should be this. Okay, so let's take a look at the chart of AEM. Very good. So how these people, what price they enter?
Mostly people entered around May and June, early June time. So let's look at the one in May.
May, which is here.
So this person entered on the 6th of May at 250.
The easiest. Anything after 11th of May, to me, is a poor trading decision. So anyone enter before 11th of May?
Before, yes, the 6th of May at 250.
Okay, 250 is still okay. Then you ride the trend up. So, but he or she never take the profit, right? So my take is, why do I say after 11th of May is a poor, if you enter is a poor decision? Why? Because we can see that there's a resistance here. Then let me draw another line. There's a support here. Also, whoever entered here, can you see, is ranging. Whoever entered after 11th of May, you are sorry to say, you're wasting your time. Because we won't know how long this consolidation will take. Maybe 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. That means you waste your time inside and wait long. Also for that person who entered at maybe 5th of June, probably, all right, you ride the trend up, all right, then it goes into a coma, can you see? Also for this stock, AEM, probably it need to break above this 339, this resistance, before it can go higher. I think we can see very clear cut is ranging, right? So to me, what is doing now is this AEM plane is on the runway, or slowly gaining momentum. Because AEM now is like, don't know where you want to go, up or down. So it's deciding. My take is, we don't know how long AEM will decide whether you want to go up or go down. Also, that's why I always say, I will only put money into a stock provided it proved to me that it deserves my money. AEM at this point of time does not prove to me that it deserves my hard-earned money. Who knows? If it break this support, which is around 290, yes, if we break this support, or it may come down lower, probably to this support, which is here. Also, whoever entered within this period of time, sorry to say, it is a very poor trading decision. Because it has a very strong run up from about 120 to $3. It's almost parabolic, no? Like what I say, parabolic move cannot be sustained. That's why after it run up, can you see just like a glove stock? now is going into a consolidation mode in ICU already. How long it will take to recover and break above this 339 resistance? No one will know. The worst is if it break this low, this support of 290, it may come lower. Also, whoever enter here, unfortunately, you choose a bad timing. For me, if you ask me, if I were to buy this stock, I'll wait for it to break above 390. All right. I'll let it tax around in the runway, and finally, as it gather momentum, as it start to elevate, break this resistance, then that is the optimal point I will want to buy. I would say optimal timing that I will buy where there is least resistance. Also, but do watch out. If you to break 290, we may have a chance to see AEM drop lower to this level of 260. All right, this is just another case of the glove stock in Malaysia Stock Exchange. All right, so back to you, George.
Thank you, Derek. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is all the time we have for today. It's already 10, so we've gone to almost 2 hours of today's session already. So again, we couldn't, of course, go through all the Q&A. So we did try to cover a wide spectrum and also try to cover stocks that we did not cover previously so that you have a bit more variety in terms of what you look at. So I hope that you've taken some notes. And also for those of you who have missed out on some of our previous sessions where Derek has done some analysis, feel free to browse our main Facebook page where we also have some of the previous Ask Me Any Stock sessions as well as our fireside chats and all that contents available there. You can rewatch some of them, and I believe some of the analysis will still be useful for you today. So we've covered a whole other bunch of stocks previously. Today, we just tried to pick a wider variety of stocks, right? So for those of you who have benefited from today's session, we hope that you've taken some golden nuggets and also that you've enhanced your learning of how to look at charts a little bit better. I think over the course of the last 2 hours, because we had quite a few varieties of scenarios, right? Downtrending, uptrending, ranging stocks and so forth. So it gives you a better idea of how to look at the charts as well. So we hope that this has benefited for your enhanced learning. Now, of course, if you want to further enhance your learning together with Timing and You, right after this, I would like to take the opportunity to have a small breakout room. We'll share the link in the chat where you can have a quick session with me, where I can tell you about how you can continue to learn more from Derick and also to understand about what the Timing and You membership and community is about. So if you have available time, please feel free to do so. If you don't have any more time tonight, you can still also arrange to have a one-to-one with me where I'll be more than happy to explain to you a bit about what Timing You is all about. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to pass the time to Derick to close tonight's session. Derick?
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, what I've shared with you tonight is how I look at the stock market of like for example AEM. I don't know what this company does, but I from the chart pattern or the trend of the stock, I more or less can know where the stock is going to head going forward. I'm not God, but why am I able to do this? Because this is my 21 year in the financial industry. So I've looked through a lot of charts, and I'm going to impart all this knowledge to you guys during our August class in DT7, my DT7 class. And I'm only going to do it once per year. If you miss the August class, you'll be next year, April. All right. If you miss the next year, April, will be 2022 April. I only do once per year. All right. But you also see how I combine technical analysis with cycle analysis, like for example, the hibiscus. I do think that if we can break the resistance, it'll go higher, because going forward, I do see that we are, in fact, we are in a commodity bull run. We should be seeing the gold, silver, oil, or even agriculture prices going higher. So this is a living scale that I'll be imparting to you guys during our coming course, or even part of a Timing and You community. Also, I hope that you guys have learned something tonight. If you did, can you just key in why, so at least we can know that you have learned something? Can you just show it to us that you guys learned something tonight? Okay, good, good. All right, so we'll good, very good. Thank you for the support. So I hope you guys can go into a breakout room to understand more from Josh about be it our class or DD7 class or our Timing and You community. All right. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, so we'll call it for night, and may the timing be with all of us. Stay safe, and I will see you guys soon. All right. Take care. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.